Okay, I think we did it.
All right, it is time for some recipe testing. I have gotten many requests to make sourdough pancakes, and my little challenge that I've given myself is to try to create fluffy pancakes without adding additional flour. I love my waffle recipe because the only flour in it is coming from the discard, so it's all pre-fermented. And I have tried to make sourdough pancakes modifying the waffle recipe, and they just always come out a little bit too flat. So I've come up with some different techniques to try today, and hopefully this little recipe testing session will turn out a beautiful sourdough pancake recipe. I don't know yet. So to begin, I've kind of drafted out what I think will be a good test batch. I'm making a small batch so that if it's not good, I don't have a bunch of waste. But I'm gonna start by separating the egg. The egg whites are gonna go in this bowl, and I'm gonna whip them up with a little bit of cream of tartar. It's hopefully something that will help the pancakes stay fluffy instead of flatten out. And I'm adding the yolk to the rest of it. All right, then I'm gonna add 250 grams of sourdough discard into my mixing bowl here. Got a couple of jars going in the fridge, so I'm gonna try to clear some of them out. This one is a bit more runny because this was a sweet starter that had a little bit of honey in it, and I made it a good while ago. It might be 2 weeks old, but it's okay, it's just a little bit. Normally I like to use discard in recipes like this, 10 days old or less, preferably within the last week, but that's what this is, so got a good little mix going on. Okay, so I'm gonna recipe test this with 250 grams, which should give 6 to 8-ish pancakes. So if it's not good, we won't be drowning in pancakes. Okay, melted butter. Should have done that first. Okay, I need 2 tablespoons of melted butter. When I write the recipe, I would probably have you melt the butter in this bowl and then continue so that you don't have to dirty another bowl. I have a thing about trying to minimize the amount of dishes when I am baking. There we go. Just eyeballing 2 tablespoons. Try to melt this without the butter popping everywhere. Okay, vanilla extract, we just, boop. Sugar, how much sugar did I determine? Okay, 12 to 13 grams of sugar. Cinnamon, I love a little bit of cinnamon in waffles and pancakes, but totally optional. I just think it adds a nice little warmth. Plus cinnamon has health benefits. This is Ceylon cinnamon, which is supposedly supposed to be one of the best types of cinnamon for you. A little bit of salt. See if our butter's ready. Good enough, it's mostly melted, but I don't want it to start popping and make a big mess in my microwave. And I'm sure it's warm enough to get mixed in, so just break up the eggs so that the warm butter doesn't scramble it on accident. That's happened to me before. Okay, let's get all the liquids here mixed together, and then we're gonna come back to the egg white and fluff it up. To this bowl, we're also gonna add baking powder and baking soda, but I'm gonna wait until our egg white is also ready so that we can do it kind of quickly, because the baking soda in the waffle recipe adjusts the pH of the mixture and causes it to get really fluffy and aerated, but you lose that quality the longer it sits. So I don't want this to fluff up and then lose it. So we're gonna wait to add that. It's just a pinch of cream of tartar, technically like a 1/16 of a teaspoon, which I don't have a measure for that, so I'm just eyeballing a pinch. For the actual recipe that's not scaled down, it'll have enough cream of tartar for an actual measurement amount. Stiff peaks. We're looking for stiff peaks.
A few moments later.
Almost there. Okay. It could be harder, but the peaks are keeping their shape. And I don't want to do this anymore, frankly. Next time, I will go on the higher mixing speed the whole time. I don't know why I didn't think of that. All right, now it's time to add the baking powder and baking soda. And then we'll fold in the egg whites before we cook these up on a griddle. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And what did I say? 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. soda, half teaspoon baking powder. Mix those in. Okay, there goes the baking soda doing its thing. The mixture is getting fluffy and aerated and kind of puffing up. Don't you just love science? Okay, and then the egg whites, I'm gonna fold in like in thirds. And I'm really doing a traditional fold. I'm trying to be very gentle so that I don't collapse the egg whites. And my understanding is even little streaks of egg white still in the batter is perfectly fine before we griddle up our pancakes. Please work. If this doesn't work, I don't know what I'll do. It's looking very fluffy. Okay, I've got a cast iron skillet that has been preheating on our electric stove for about 20 minutes on medium to medium low, like a 4 out of 10. If you had 10 notches, it would be at about a 4. And I can smell it, it smells hot. Okay, I might've mixed that too much already, but this looks promising. So let's go over to the stove and griddle these up. Come with me. Here we go. All right, just gonna do like a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half, I don't know, of butter. Okay, yeah, that's probably too hot. Shoot. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let me hurry up and get a pancake on there. Oh, this might have been too hot. And what is that spacing? I don't know. I panicked. Okay, they're looking flat, but they do look a little bit more puffed up than my previous test, which is good news. This was too hot. I've turned it down officially to medium low, or 3 out of 10. Okay, I mean, that's not bad. These are definitely puffier than my other ones. I mean, I wouldn't call them super fluffy pancakes, but I also wouldn't call them paper thin pancakes. So we're heading in the right direction. At the very least, let me get a plate. Okay, I think we're good on the heat now. Cast iron can be so dramatic. Like, calm down. We don't need to start smoking. Okay, are we good? I think we're good. Okay, they still look a little flat, but it's better. It's better. I did not need that much butter for the last one, so I'm gonna tone it down. Just do a little pat. I'm gonna throw some chocolate chips in the rest of the batter, because even though this is a recipe test, my kids will demolish these, and my daughter is like, put chocolate chips in it or don't give it to me at all sometimes. I get it, I like chocolate chips too. So I'm gonna fold some of those in the batter. I just dumped some, all right, I'm just gonna fold these in. How are you guys doing? Maybe I'll let it set a little bit longer. Yeah, these are still pretty thin. Come here. I don't know if the increase in volume that I got from doing the egg white thing is worth the effort of doing the egg white thing. So I'm gonna have to think on that for a little bit. Oh, I'm not the pancake person in this house, it's my husband, but here we are. All right, well those finish. Let's take a look at these. Believe it or not, they are not as thin as the other ones, but these kind of look like McDonald's pancake. Tastes delicious. I just want it to be a little bit fluffier. All right, we're giving it a round 2. We've got a couple of tweaks. Started out the same basic ingredients, but I have a few little adjustments to make. I'll take you through those. Just mixing my wet ingredients together. Oop, almost forgot the melted butter. Okay, so that is all the same, but I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sour cream that is not expired. I'm not even bothering putting it on the scale. All right, about 2 tablespoons. And club soda, I'm gonna try. A little bit of club soda. But I'm gonna wait to add that until everything else is ready. Gonna get to mixing the egg whites, same thing as before. A little bit more cream of tartar this time.
A few moments later.
I officially hate this step. I don't like it. Are you even getting close? What kind of egg white are you? Am I going insane? This egg white is not doing anything. I mixed the egg white and put in the cream of tartar, and then the AC guy got here. Do them like sitting together without being mixed for a while, does that cancel something? Maybe it is getting there and I'm just impatient.
A few moments later.
Okay, this egg is fired. I'm getting a new egg. I'm gonna have to research this. There's gotta be something about you can't let the cream of tartar hang out for a long time. I don't know, I'm also gonna get a new bowl just in case. Just a cream of tartar. Just a pinch. Come on now. Okay. We're at Stiff Peaks. That was much more enjoyable than the other time. So I guess don't add the cream of tartar to your egg mix until you are ready to beat it. There's got to be something scientific going on with that because that was weird. That was really freaking weird. All right, I'm gonna add the baking soda and baking powder, and I'm amping it up this time. I'm gonna do more. What am I doing? A teaspoon of baking soda and a tablespoon of baking powder. Tablespoon is 4 teaspoons, right? 3. Does seem like a lot, but hopefully something here works. A whole teaspoon, did I write? Yeah, okay. Spoon of baking soda, and I need some soda water, sparkling something. Okay, so I'm adding baking powder and baking soda. Mixed in. Do their thing. Okay, things are happening. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons, I think. Yep, 2 tablespoons of club soda. Well, this is sparkling water. Is that the same thing? I don't know. Come on. Help with something in there, buddy. And then we fold in the egg whites. This is getting complicated, isn't it? But will it work? That's what we all really want to know. I mean, this batter it's fluffy. Very focused on not over mixing. Come on over here. Let's see if we can make this happen. Do you think we can? Please work, or at least be closer. I'm running out of discard. Okay, got our pan preheated again. Oh, look at that, it's fluffier. Being so gentle with this batter. It is looking so much better already. What if this was the one? Look at, it's holding its, can you see? Get closer, what are you doing up there? Look. Look at how it's holding its texture. Ah! Come on. You can do it, you can do it. Keep staying fluffy, please. Come on. Oh, wouldn't that be something if we just nailed it? When do I flip it? Not yet. We're still getting bubblage. I feel like I should flip it here in a sec.
A few moments later.
Now, are you ready? Bottom looks golden. It's just a little, yeah, The batter starts spilling off the top when I go to flip it. Oh no. So it's fluffy but unflippable? Oh, geez. Come on. Get it together. I don't know if they're better or not. Okay, you just calm down. Just want to make sure they're cooked all the way since everything went weird. Okay, I think we're good. I don't know. We do another batch, but let them set up even more before I flip them. Maybe they do need to be smaller. In the meantime, still pretty thin. It feels lighter. Tastes great. Wow, that's delicious. I just don't know if it's fluffy enough. Flavor's spot on though, wow. I just need them fluffier. Darn it. Pancakes are tricky.
A few moments later.
Oh. So letting them set for longer than normal pancakes seems to be important. Okay, I'm gonna cook off the rest of these and then we'll chat. Okay, so just real quick, this was test 1, this is test 2. They're still flat. However, I can confirm in real life that test 2 is a little bit thicker than test 1 in a good way. And it's lighter and more fluffy. So we moved in the right direction, but and I can feel it. I can feel the fluffiness in this one. This one's just flat. But that's a lot of extra steps to get a very minor lift and improvement. It's good. We'll eat them, but I only put recipes on my blog that are like incredible, and I'm not feeling incredible about these right now. So I might have to move to adding some flour into the recipe to get the lift that I'm looking for, but at least you know it's possible to make really good pancakes with just discard. They're just not gonna be super light and fluffy. At least I haven't figured it out yet. Okay, I didn't like the direction that was going in, so I'm gonna do a third one with a little bit of fresh flour added and see if that gives us the structure we need to get a fluffier pancake. All right, so that's melting the butter. We're ditching the egg white and all the little tricks up our sleeve. That was a lot of baking soda to have in such a small amount of batter. It was falling apart. So we're gonna go back to square one. So this is kind of reverting back to like the waffle recipe-esque. I don't think the order is that important. All right, I'm gonna add just 50 grams of fresh all-purpose flour and see if that can do it. I am gonna stick a little sour cream in here because I love sour cream and I feel like it can be such a secret ingredient. Let's do it, I'll just keep it to a tablespoon. 250 grams of discard, which I am running out of. Please be enough. All right, we're gonna shoot for 225. Hopefully that'll be good. That's all I got. If this doesn't work, we're screwed. All right, we've got 225. A little vanilla. Okay. Mix this up. I'm sure there's a more proper way in which to mix this, like the order of mixing, but it's fine. Okay, this is definitely a thicker batter. I wonder if it needs thinned out at all. Am I missing any ingredients? Discard flour, egg, butter, vanilla extract, sugar, cinnamon, salt. Do need a touch of salt. Okay, and the baking soda and baking powder. This seems thick, but I'm gonna test one with this thicker mixture, and then I will thin it out with maybe like a tablespoon of milk and see if that works better, because I don't want to screw up a whole batch without testing it. So now I'm going to add a teaspoon each of baking powder and baking soda. You don't want any clumps of baking soda that's not mixed in because it is very bitter. I think this is too thick. You never know. You come back over here. Maybe I should do the sparkling water instead of the milk to thin it a little. This skillet is putting in the work today, my gosh. All right, I'm running out of utensils, so I'm just gonna use a spoon for the first tester. Yeah, this is too thick, but you know what? We'll test a little guy. You're a little small. And we wait.
A few moments later.
All right, let's flip it. Ugh. Look at that. It already looks fluffy. Isn't it? I tried, I really did. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna need to thin anything out or not, but I separated a little bit because I wanna try thinning it with sparkling water and milk, and I don't wanna do the whole batch, so just enough like that. I don't even know how much that is, a tablespoon? Is that better? That seems a little bit better, right? A little bit thicker. Let's just try it anyway. It's a weird shape. Oh well. I mean, what a world of difference. 50 grams of flour isn't bad in order to get that much of a difference without the fuss of the egg white. I'm gonna put a trademark symbol after that. I'm very eager to see how our, look. My gosh. Very eager to see how this goes. I don't know if I need to add the milk or not. I guess I'll go ahead and cook the other sparkling water one. And I think it's okay. There's not hardly anything left in there. I'm gonna take another little bit and try with milk. Let's see what we get. That looks good. It's a little thinner. Still, I mean, still has a thickness to it. My discard is on the thicker side though, so I have a feeling if these turn out better, it's gonna have to be like a add it until the consistency seems right. Boy, those are puffing up nice too. Here's a quick visual. Test 1, 2, and 3. Look at the difference that adding just a little bit of fresh flour makes. It's kind of making me mad, but also like, no, funny business. Very quick batter to put together, and it's still mostly discard, so I consider that a win. Let's see if it tastes good. Here's the inside. It's great. It's really good. Oh my gosh. Better than I was expecting. Wow. That texture is incredible. It is perfectly fluffy. Whoa. These ones are even fluffier. I think that one's done. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna put the milk guy on. Just a little fresh butter. Okay, here's our batter thinned out with milk. Look at all the dishes I have to do in the name of an experiment. That's how dedicated I am. Also, okay, let's flip these milk ones. Oh, burn them a little bit. Oopsie. They're puffing up really nice too. Just trying to get more butter underneath. Get them nice and brown. I'm not certain that thinning it out was needed actually, but I don't know. We'll put them side by side. I'll cook one more with no thinning and just see how they compare. All right, at least that side's not burnt. Oh, that side might need a little bit more. Okay, let's go back to our original batter. It's pretty thick for pancakes, but that one turned out really yummy. It's only on medium low, but I don't want to burn these. Come on, you're my testers. Oh gosh, is it burning? The thicker batter doesn't bubble as much on top, which makes it a little bit harder to tell when they're finished. That could be a reason in itself to add a little bit of thinner. Might have enough in here to do one more milk test. Perhaps, ooh, maybe not. I will not waste a drop. It's been a long road to get here. No batter drop left behind. All right. Okay, are you guys done yet? You're taking an eternity. I don't know if you are. No, they're still soupy on the inside. I'm loving that with the milk, and I'm have to review again, but I think also the sparkling water one, you get the bubbles all the way across the top, which makes it easier to tell when it's time to flip. These ones you get nothing because the batter is so thick, but it tastes delicious. We're almost there, we are so close. Milk one's looking good. These two are still, look at that. You're gonna burn by the time you're done. I think you definitely gotta thin it out. Right. I'm calling it on the plain ones. Boy, that milk one looks like darn near perfect.
All right, we have finished our recipe testing. That took a long time. Here's 1, 2, and this is recipe test 3, but this one has the thick batter in it with nothing to thin it out. This is sparkling water, and this is milk. I think we can all agree that test 1 and 2 were flops, and they required a lot of work, okay? Here's test 1. I don't know if you can get any thinner. Here's test 2. It seemed better at the time, maybe slightly better, but not what we're going for, no. Okay, what I'm eager to see here is test 3. Oh, okay, here's the one with nothing added. It's just a thick batter. Here's the one with sparkling water added. It's definitely softer. Doesn't feel as dense as the other one, which I like a lot. And then let's grab a milk one. It feels good too. So I think the batter definitely needed to be thinned out. So I'm gonna ignore these and instead focus on these two and see which one tastes better. It's really good, but it's a little raw on the inside. There's a little uncooked bit in the very center. Okay, now let's try the milk one. The milk one is also great, but I like the sparkling water better. It's a little lighter. Yeah, it's a little lighter. So either one works perfectly fine, but sparkling water is great. Okay, I think we did it. I'm gonna experiment more with the sparkling water variation over the next week or two. I'm gonna make it many times with my kids, add chocolate chips. Just make sure that it's a solid recipe, and I might give it to some recipe testers also. But the finished recipe, the full recipe post that you can print off with all the tips and details and all that will be in the description below. Thanks for coming along with me. I love doing recipe testing and I love sharing the journey, because then we all get to see why a recipe is the way that it is. You might see this recipe and be like, why is there 50 grams of flour? Just use Discard. Now you know why. And I like to know the why. So if you enjoy watching the recipe testing process, definitely follow me on Instagram. I post on my stories pretty much, well, I do post every day, but pretty much every day something is going on where I am recipe testing or experimenting. So if you like that kind of thing, you can check out my stories. They also appear on Facebook, but Instagram's a little more user-friendly for me, so I respond a bit faster to people on Instagram. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you like this kind of a thing, seeing the process of getting there, definitely let me know in the comments, because different people are in different places and want different things, and I'm still trying to figure out YouTube. So, all right, thank you for being here. Happy baking. I don't know why I did this. Happy baking.